Kurobe Dam. Waking up really early this morning and making our way to the JR station. We were able to get tickets to go to Ogizawa Station. From there, we purchased the one-day ticket for this area, and now it's just a journey to get across the entire mountain range. It all begins with a quick electric bus ride through a tunnel, which is really awesome. And you actually have a spot in the tunnel where you actually pass each other, like pass other buses, which is pretty nuts. And then you get to this station where you go up a ton of stairs to get to the point that I'm at right now, which is the upper part of the dam, so that you could see the actual dam from up top. And now that we finished here, I think I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee, probably use the restroom, and then go back down. The down part is gonna be pretty crazy because you just keep going down, and down to get to where everybody's walking across the actual dam right there right now. So place is really amazing, and it's really cold and windy currently. They actually have part of this place closed off because of that fact. Anyhow, we'll check back in a moment once we actually get a little bit further along our journey. Back in a moment. And welcome back. We are not that much further. We're still at the dam. It's actually behind me. Don't know. Yep. There it is. We're currently just finishing up a snack here inside of this little restaurant. And it's not really a restaurant. It's like more of a snack bar. We got a couple of imagawa yakis, which are kind of like these coin disc, and inside had cream for us. Ben got one that had pickled vegetables and mushrooms as well. And then I also got a donut. Lynn got a nikuman, and then a couple cups of coffee. And yeah, it's a quick check-in. Quick note, up on top here, there's actually a place that they have free snowfall water coming down, and you could drink it. And so I went to go grab a cup of that and tasted that as well. Very clean tasting water. There's actually no real flavor to it, so could be better. Anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and head on down to the actual dam part now and probably get on to the next part of the transportation to get out of here. Anyways, we'll check back in a second. All right, welcome back. I am on, I am on a cable car that is going up a 21 to 30 degree incline. Apparently it changes as you go up, which is crazy. God, what is the cable car that exchanges its weight with another cable car that goes down? We just passed the other cable car. Funicular, that's what it's called. We're on a funicular, and we're inside a mountain going up. We had to wait about 15 minutes before we could actually get on from the dam. And it's a fairly smooth ride, pretty easy to do. I was thinking that there was going to be stuff to see, but there really isn't. The most you can see is probably... My ears just popped. The most you can see is probably just the actual car. So it's 5 minutes long, and they check your tickets right before you get on. And so, good stuff. Just dropped my pack, just chilling right now, waiting as we go up, and we'll be up there in a moment, so I'll check back in a moment here. Alright, I don't know when I last checked in. I can't remember. I think it was at the dam, really.
No, it was on the ropeway.
Was it on the ropeway? Okay. Oh, no, it was on the funicular, right?
Not this ropeway, sorry, yeah.
So, we last checked in on the funicular, and we've come up 2 different levels since then. We took a cable car, and what else did we do? Was it just the cable car? It was just the cable car. So we came up the funicular, so we've only come up one level since then, and we are actually at the top of the mountain now. We're at the Daikanbo, I believe it's what it's called. And the view is, pretty spectacular. It's also really cold up here. I imagine it's going to be this cold in the snow wall as well. The view here is just phenomenal. Like, just such a great view of the mountaintops across and the valley below. You could see the cable car that we came from, the house that we came from, the people standing on the snow outside. And it's just overall good times. It's I agree. Lynn just said it'd be easy to put a cache here. She's been upset because all the caches are on the... Yeah, okay, they're called scavenger hunt caches, but all the caches, doesn't matter, that are here are not available to her because she can't go into the snow areas unless she's skiing. And we are not skiing, so... Yeah, it's crazy. I took photos of it. I think it's because of the wind. Lynn was looking at the snow right here at the edge of the platform, and it's all kind of pushed to the side and has like these wispy peaks. And I think it's because the wind is super strong up here. It's not cold when you're just sitting and there's nothing happening, but when the wind just comes by, it just cuts right through you. It's pretty crazy. So anyhow, we'll go ahead and check back in a moment here when we get to the next spot. I think the next spot's actually the snow wall. So anyways, back in a moment. And welcome back. I am at Tateyama Station. It's been a little while since I checked in. We were at the Daikanbo just now, and at the very top of the mountain, we decidedly left and came down to Murado Station, which that's kind of like the main theme of the ride. At that place, we went to a little cafe. I think it was called Cafe Rin, to eat some curry. We got 3 different types of curry: a chicken, a beef, and a black. The black was overly sweet, the chicken was amazing, and the beef was just ordinary. And all that to say that it was one of the few meals that we're actually able to get while we're up there. We also got cheesecake, which was that was actually good. So that was phenomenal. The meal was expensive, being that the cheesecake slice cost 1,000 yen. Each curry cost 2,000 plus yen. Actually, everything was above 2,100 yen. So not the cheapest place, but it's a hard place to get to and a hard place to find food. So definitely worked out. We then went downstairs to find out that the walking in the ice walled area, the ice tunnel area, ends at 3:30. I'm sorry. We actually walked on the top part first, which was a mistake. We walked out and walked around in the snow up on the top, the viewing platform. We took photos of like the building, the whole surrounding area. There's a whole park out there that you could walk out to. I actually, just luckily, I guess, by happen chance, was like, hey, let's turn around, let's go down to the platform. I want to go see the tunnel. When we got there, they closed at 3:30. Like literally, we got there as they were closing and just like wedged our way in and walked over to these amazing sky tunnels. And we walked all the way down actually to the furthest point that we could, because they closed it. They were actually making it a 2-lane highway instead of a 1-lane in, then 1-lane out type of deal. So we were rushed for photos and video, and it was still amazing. I wouldn't say that there was anything wrong with that. Like, we still had a good time, but it was like one of those things to make note that you definitely need to get there sooner rather than later. Otherwise, you're not going to see it at all. And after getting to that area, we then were like, started turning around and started coming back down. And it was another funicular to, no, I'm sorry. It was a bus that we took down, and I thought the bus was going to be short. It took 45 minutes, and then we took a funicular, which was about 10 minutes. And of course, all of it was cool looking, but none of it was like too crazy. And then from the funicular, we took a train, which there was a half an hour wait for the train, and then the train took like a solid hour. I thought we were gonna miss our bullet train. And so we got super lucky and just came in, walked over. Everything here at the station is like unmanned. So we had to go buy tickets to get onto the Shinkansen, which you could see the boards behind me. We're the next Shinkansen. It's in about 20 minutes here. Yeah, I had no idea how to buy the tickets. It was the first time. I couldn't find the machine. I kept walking by it. It's because the screen was off, like when it goes to sleep. And the other screen that was out of order had this huge sign on it. Actually, give me 1 second. Hey, Ben. Anyhow, so the train took an hour, a solid hour. I thought we'd be here by about like 7 o'clock. We got here at about 7:50, 7:45. Google said that the last train to Kanazawa from here was at 8:07. So it was just a mad dash to get here to try to buy the tickets. And ironically, since I couldn't find the ticket machine, like I said earlier, I asked an employee. I just walked into the station. There was no one guarding it or anything. So I just walked into the station, asked an employee, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, here's the machine." He walked me over, and then I grabbed it. And then when I was trying to buy tickets, for some reason, this train that we're taking was red for some reason. It was completely empty though. So I was able to buy tickets and get seats for all of us to be sat next to each other. I wonder if that actually had more to do with the speed of the train, rather, now that I'm looking at how many trains they have. Anyhow, we will check back in a minute here, because we did make the train. We have to go find something to eat. It is 8 o'clock. We won't be in Kanazawa until later in the evening, so we'll see. Hopefully we could grab something here, and then on the way to the hotel we could see if anything's open, and then try to go get that. Check back in a sec. Alright, welcome back. It's late and I'm tired. I'm gonna do the lazy thing. Typically I would have set up the tripod to mount this camera on, but don't really feel like it. Plus the tripod's kind of being finicky with 2 of the legs now. It used to just be 1 leg was loose, now 2 are. Kind of wondering. I have to carry a tool around to make sure that it's tight. Ridic. But last time I checked in, we were at Tateyama Station, and now we are in our hotel in Kanazawa. Getting here was easy. Getting out of the station was easy. They had the fantastic gate at the front of the station, which had a ton of people taking photos of it, as there was some sort of event that must have happened. Cirrus Bouquet, it was the title. I think it was an anime, or maybe it's like a digital singing group. But there were a ton of otaku here with like their dolls and stuff taking photos in front of the gate. It was pretty cool. That being said, we then went to the Mcdonald's that was right outside of the station, and went to get some food. We all got something special that is pretty much only available here in Japan. I got a Konan set, which was like a Namba chicken with tartar sauce on it, on a burger. That was delicious. Both Lynn and Ben got a samurai burger, it's just a teriyaki burger, like upgraded, like a 1/4 pounder teriyaki burger with cheese, I believe. And it looked good. I mean, the packaging wasn't the greatest. It wasn't up to Japanese standards, in my opinion, but the taste, I'm sure, was fine. I also got a chicken nugget meal on top of that, and a couple of these pies, which if you look, it is a bacon potato pie. I ordered too much food and definitely couldn't eat it all. Ben had one. He said it was meh. And so I'll eat this in the morning and see. But we do have breakfast included with this hotel, so we'll see what happens. It was only like 70 cents. After getting the food, we hopped into a taxi, came out to the hotel. I just realized I don't have any shots of the outside of the hotel. I'll have to try to remember to do that tomorrow morning as we walk away. Checked in, and our luggage was here waiting for us, which was awesome. It was about 9 o'clock, so we did a very late check-in. Came up to the room, ate our food, and pretty much that's where we're at right now. Speaking of coming up, let's go ahead and do the room tour. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and change the camera angle. Okay, the elevator is down that hall to the left. There's actually another hall here full of rooms. And we're pretty much the last room on this little kind of jut out, I guess you could say. We're in room 425. As you walk in, we have a closet immediately, right there. And then we have a little entryway. And knock our shoes back into place over here. A couple chairs. The full body mirror. It is pretty warm in here. Bathroom's pretty nice. Has the bathtub with its own faucet, so it's separate from the regular sink faucet. Somewhat fancy toilet. It does have the water spray and all that, but it's just a little older, which makes sense for the hotel that we're staying at. I do feel that this hotel is a little older. Next, we come to the beds. Man, I wish there was water in the room. And then we have our table right here, or our desk with our entertainment and charging station on it. And then we have somewhat of a view of outside. I wonder if I could get this to work a little bit better. There you go. Just a parking lot, it looks like. There is a building right there, but not much. We weren't supposed to open the window, but Lynn didn't read. So, we'll have to try to tell the hotel staff to please close that in the morning. But she tried to open it because the room is really warm. And their air conditioner thing that they have, which is just on a control right here, is this aircon is actually a heater, so it doesn't actually cool down the room, and it pumps that hot air from right there. And I don't know how else to get the room any cooler other than opening the window. So that being said, we'll go ahead and turn this around and end the video off. And so as you can see, the room is, it's adequate. It's large, at least. There's a lot of space in here. It just feels that most of it is just having high ceilings, which is kind of weird. And it being pretty warm in here kind of blows. Like, I wish there was at least a fan that could circulate the air, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe because we couldn't close the window that Lynn opened. It is just ajar. Hopefully that'll get somewhat of a breeze going through here. But that being said, just kind of some final thoughts here. I don't know if I mentioned this at the Tateyama Station or not, but today's event was like a full day's event. We woke up at like 6:30, 6:45, went to the station, got a bus ticket to go to the station to take us up the mountain, and that was like literally our start. And that first bus ride was about 2 hours. So say we were there at about 7:30. The bus left at about, well, I'll just make it 8 o'clock. It was earlier than that, but it was, let's say it was about 8 o'clock, which meant we got to the first bus station at about, or the second bus station, I'm sorry, at about 10 o'clock. And then from there, it was like another bus ride up to a cable car to a funicular, and then, you know, sprinkling of like doing things in between before getting to the very top, and then walking around in the snow, going to see the ice wall, trying to get lunch. And the amount of people made it really, really difficult. And I would have to say this was less convenient than it probably could have been, as well as far more stressful than it had to be. And I'm happy that I've done it now, but I don't see myself going back or trying to do this again anytime soon. And that's probably the main thing I would say. Like, I'm glad that I did it so that I don't have to do it again. Like, the things were amazing looking. I just don't think that the juice was worth the squeeze in the end, really. And the cost wasn't all that bad. It was about $90 to get from end to end. I would say coming back was somewhat of a shocker. The fact that after we got up to the top, walked the ice wall, came back to the bus station to get onto the bus to come down, which was then like an hours long ride. That was crazy. It was kind of cool because they did have some places that they stopped to tell you what the history and whatnot was. But at the end of the trip, all three of us were feeling nauseous. And then we came down the funicular again to the base before getting onto a train, which I thought was only like a 5-stop train before getting to Tateyama Station. And it ended up being a much like 10-20 stop thing. It took an hour again. So we didn't actually get to Tateyama Station till about 7:45, which I think I mentioned when we were there. And I was worried because I thought the next or the last train to Kanazawa, according to Google Maps, was at 8:07. And so we're 8 something. And so I rushed to go get that, meaning that we couldn't eat anything there. Luckily, though, with all the help from the people here who are just amazing, I was able to quickly get tickets, you know, nothing that we could do about the food. The train ride was fast. There was one stop between Kanazawa and, between Kanazawa and Toyama that we had to stop at, Shin something, and then we were at Kanazawa Station. That was it. Then everything else is as described. That was all a breeze getting here, checking in. That was all easy. So it was one hell of a day. I did have to cancel out the Starbucks in Toyama that I wanted to show everybody, which is, according to most, the prettiest Starbucks in Japan. But I guess that'll just have to be a Toyama trip on its own. You know, I don't really feel that's all too fair to say that I went to Nagano and Tateyama when we only did the one mountain climb thing, and that's not really representative of either prefecture. It's like, it's a little bit of both. So, oh well, live and learn, and we will definitely be back. As of now, I think I'm going to go take a shower and get ready for bed. It's been a long day. So good night, and I will see you in the next video.